Well, hey, community groups. My name is Andrea, if we haven't met, and I'm here with my good friend, Pastor John, our lead pastor.
Hello, everybody. It's good to be in your living room
Yes,
tonight.
they're looking good. I like that furniture you have.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Pastor John, I, for one, have really loved just the practicality of this series, Build the House series. The first week, we looked at what it means to be the church, how we are to proclaim the gospel, how we are to pray. The second week, last week, we looked at that call on each of us as individuals, and today we looked at the challenge of that. There's a hefty challenge, that call is massive.
It is.
There are people all around us that just need the hope of Jesus, right? So how do we as individuals fulfill that call?
Yeah, it's an important question. I think, first of all, is we have to be willing to ask the question.
Sure.
So if you're not asking the question, you may be missing out on an opportunity. I think it's just recognizing God's called us into following Him and looking at His life, and His life was always about reaching people. And so how can I reach people? And then, Andrew, what we have done is when we talk about every man, woman, and child, that is broad. I'm like,
Yes, it's massive.
how do we reach every man, woman, and child? Is that even possible? We believe God wants it to happen. So how we approach it is, well, I have my one, and you have your one. I become very compassionate about reaching that one, and if I can love that one and pray for that one and serve that one, it could be one day that one finds Jesus, and that one now does it for others.
Yeah, that's good. And today you talked about the personal awareness, that each of us has this personal awareness. How should that personal awareness change just my everyday routine, as I'm driving down 17 or giving up that parking spot, as you mentioned?
Yeah, it's hard. It is. First of all, it's really hard. It's just acknowledge that elephant in the room. That personal awareness is very difficult because the world hits us with lots of things. And so we are made aware of many things, but how can we prioritize towards the main thing, awareness towards that? That's really, really difficult. So I think that's why your commitment to be in a community group, your commitment to be in a faith community helps keep the awareness like burning, because we can often neglect that. And so I would say it's hard, but when you are more aware, it's through your devotion time, your prayer time, your interaction time, you just become more aware of like, wow, every interaction, every day, everywhere with everyone is a Jesus interaction. That's going to change the way I might drive. It does for me on occasions. And then when I go to the grocery store, I'm going to be extra kind and considerate because I represent Jesus. When I go to a restaurant, I'm going to be extra generous with my tipping because that's a Jesus interaction. So the more I do it consistently, the easier it becomes, because it becomes a thinking process.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah,
that's
very
really
practical,
good.
but it's still very hard.
Yeah, well, I think Renovation is actually known for the way we love and interact with our community.
Yeah.
It's one of the things I'm really proud about being a member of Renovation Church, is just that, there's that reputation that comes with it. But what are some of the resources? If people are new here or if they're new to faith, it might be very uncomfortable for them or just a new concept. So what are some of the resources that Renovation Church provides for those interactions?
Well, we're constantly, as you know, as you've taken on a new role as our groups and discipleship director, y'all give it up in your house for the one and only right here. Part of that is just those people resources. Getting to know people, getting to a Bible study, a growth group, community group like you are. YouVersion Bible app is a great resource there. And then we're producing our own in-house through our group curriculum, through our children's curriculum, and then the ongoing New Believers track, which we're really excited about, is helping people who say yes to Jesus have those fundamental doctrine and theology and understanding what it means to be a Christ follower. So those are things that we're passionate about, and those are things we keep producing, and those are the resources we keep providing for individuals.
Yeah, that's really good. You mentioned kids, and we saw a video today of our students, and just that, that hope that our squad is providing for that next generation. Right. So how will the new building actually be a tool to reach that next generation?
Yeah. It may be one of the most significant. I do believe the church in churches, because it's not one church, we're a part of many amazing churches. But I believe those churches in a community is one of the most significant facilities that creates the intersection of hope. I know all churches want to provide hope. For us, we literally call it the intersection of hope. And so this facility is going to do that for teenagers, that sixth grader who's freaking out, scared to death to step into middle school. For that eighth grader that's getting ready to one of the biggest transitions of life, that eighth grader transitioning to high school, how we can build those relationships in those sixth grade years, those formative years, those hard years. I remember sixth, seventh, and eighth grade were some of the most difficult years of my life. Our family had just moved from Kansas City, Missouri to Tampa, Florida. And both my brother and I, we were the preacher's kids, and it wasn't the warmest of welcomes, right? It was very hard. It was very painful, and we're trying to fit in. We left all of our friends and didn't have any friends. And so I kind of think about the sixth grade version of me, and maybe you are. And so this facility is a tool to love and put our arms around that sixth grader, that seventh grade young man, young lady. As they come into high school, we know that they're getting ready to, as parents, they're getting ready to take their wings and fly into the future, but we're going to give them spiritual truths that will help them be the future leaders God desires them to be. And so that facility creates an environment for adults to love on them. It creates memories. I still bump into students to this day that the interactions were 10, 20 years from now, they still remember certain spiritual moments that took place in a facility that we're going to create for them.
Yeah, that is so exciting.
Oh,
and
my
I know
goodness.
our
I could
family.
talk for hours about this. We don't
and
have enough
I have been
time.
personally affected by
Yeah.
that too, as well.
Yeah, your
so.
own son is now the student pastor of the ministry that I was leading at the time.
Yeah, that's really cool. I love that full circle. But I know our family is super excited about what's ahead, the spiritual journey that we are on. And I know how excited we are to be faith-filled and to be faithful. So community group leaders, thank you so much for all you do. All of you in the community group,
Absolutely.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to hearing all the great stories that come out of your discussion this week.
Yeah, thanks for your time. You guys are truly making a difference, and what you're doing there, it matters. So thank you, Host Homes, for opening up, Host Leaders, for leading those groups. Man, may you have a great week, and we are doing this together. April 2nd, be praying about that special Sunday as we bring this commitment back to the Lord and trust Him with what He has for us. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.